Welcome to Sarah's Gentle Pilates. Today's workout is intended to be a gentle yet effective way to strengthen your really deep core muscles. And it's also intended to be very safe. So with that, let's get moving. Oh, and for today's workout, I recommend having a pillow for under your head. If you have a magic circle, definitely grab that because we'll be using it. And if you don't have a magic circle, that's totally fine. Then I would grab maybe a throw pillow from your couch, and you want one that's relatively firm so that it holds up when we squeeze it. So with that, we'll get moving. So we're going to start. We're going to come to our mat, lying on our back, head supported by our pillow, and we're just going to pull our knees into our chest. And we're going to gently circle our legs out and around. And again, just making some gentle circles. You can increase the range so you're gently tugging on your knees, starting to rock that lower back. After about 5 of these, you can switch directions. So we'll go forward, around, and back. And while we're doing this, I'm thinking about starting to breathe a little more deeply. I'm thinking about melting my rib cage into the mat. And I'm thinking about melting my shoulder blades into the mat. So my chest is wide and my neck is relaxed. Then you can place both feet on the floor and grab either your pillow or your magic circle. I'll demonstrate both. If you have the pillow, you're going to place it between your thighs, relatively high up near your knees. And if you have your magic circle, you're going to place it in the same spot. And we're just going to let our lower back relax into the floor, and we're going to squeeze gently and release. And squeeze and release. And again, release. And really think about moving the thigh bones to squeeze the circle. And in moving the thigh bones, you allow your lumbar spine to lengthen and decompress into the mat. Thinking about breath, really emphasizing the exhale as you squeeze and inhale as you release. Just a couple more, decompressing that spine and engaging your deepest abdominals. Last one. Then you're going to grab your circle or your pillow. In this case, I'll demonstrate with the pillow, although it's the same thing if you have your circle. Your arms are going to be right over your shoulders, and you're going to melt your shoulder blades into the mat. And you're going to squeeze, release. Exhale, squeeze, release. And again. Now what I'm thinking about is that my humerus bone, the part of my arm that's between my shoulder and my elbow, is really working to squeeze the circle. And this is allowing me to decompress my upper spine. Upper spine melts and lengthens into the mat. And you're really engaging your abdominals to prevent your rib tips from flaring up. Just a couple more. Breathing deeply. And that can be your last one. Now I'm going to set my pillow or my circle to the side. And now we're going to revisit the lower spine, hoping that it's still nice and decompressed. Just pretend you have your circle between your thighs and you're nice and engaged throughout the lower belly. And I want you to think about bringing one knee in towards your chest and then exhale and bring your other knee in towards your chest. And exhale and inhale, release. Exhale, lift and inhale, release. Few more. This is feeling good. Could start to pick up the pace. But you're working to make sure that the lower back does not arch off the mat. And you're also staying nice and stable through your upper spine. Breathing deeply to engage your deep abdominals. One more each side. Now we're revisiting our upper abdominals. We're going to come into our 100. So I'm going to take my circle or my cushion. I'm going to put it between my knees, between my upper thighs close to the knee. Squeeze with the thigh bone to get really long throughout the lower spine. My head is long and relaxed on the mat. Imagine I have the circle between my upper spine. Between my upper arms. Squeezing the circle with the legs, I'm going to pump those arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here's what I'm thinking about. My upper abdominals are really working to prevent the tips of my ribs from flaring up. My neck is relaxed and my chest is wide. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm supported through my entire spine. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And lumbar spine is decompressed and long. And neck is decompressed and long. One more breath in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one more breath out, 3, 4, 5. Place your arms on the mat. You can set your circle to the side. And now we're going to come into a modified single leg circle. So for this exercise, I'm going to start with my right knee, bring it in towards my chest, and give it a gentle stretch. But I'm going to straighten the leg as best I can toward the ceiling. It's fine to have a little bit of a bend. I'm thinking about that elongated lumbar spine, my stable ribs and my wide chest. And I'm going to imagine I have a pencil between my big toe and my little toe. And I'm going to take some gentle circles. Imagine that I'm reaching that pencil up towards the ceiling so I can draw some circles. And they're not very big. I want length, reaching the thigh bone up towards the ceiling, and I want control. And we'll switch directions. And as always, we're breathing. I'm thinking about my elongated lumbar spine, my open chest, and my relaxed neck. And I'll pull that knee in towards my chest and give it a stretch. And now I'm going to switch legs. I'm going to pull my left leg in towards my chest, give it a stretch, really feel it through the lower back. Straighten it up towards the ceiling. Again, straighten as best I can. Grab that pencil between my big toe and my second toe. And I'm going to draw my circles. Thinking of a stable pelvis, a long decompressed lumbar spine. And again, using my abs to really prevent those rib tips from popping up. After about 5 in this direction, we'll reverse. I'm trying to lengthen that entire spine into the mat. And I'll pull that knee in towards the chest. So now we're going to come onto all fours and we're going to work our way into a modified plank. I'm going to get my circle, my pillow out of the way. You're going to start on all fours and you're going to come down to your forearms. And we'll start with a plank on our knees. So what I'm thinking about with my forearms, first of all, lining my elbows up with my shoulders, pressing my forearms into the mat, and keeping my head in line with my neck. So there's a straight line from my knees to my hips, through my spine, and right up through to my head. Reaching the belly button towards the spine. I'm thinking about the piece of the spine that's between my shoulder blades. I'm trying to reach that up towards the ceiling. I'm just breathing. Planks are so strengthening. Maybe imagine you have a pillow or a circle between your thighs. It'll give you a deeper layer of abdominals. And if you'd like more of a challenge, you can try to pick your knees up off the floor. But only if it feels nourishing to your body. We'll take one more breath. And then we'll just sit back onto our heels. Now we're going to come onto our side. We're going to do some clams. I'm going to start on my left side. You could either have your head supported along your bicep, or you can support your head in your hands, whichever feels more comfortable and better for your body. And what I'm thinking about is that I'm trying to have a straight line between my heels, my hips, and my shoulders. I'm going to place my hand on the mat. My knees are slightly bent, and I'm going to open my top leg and close. Open clam and close clam. Open clam and close clam. And I'm thinking about really moving the thigh bone and the hip socket. I'm really trying to strengthen and work this outer hip. Feet are gently pressing together. And 3, close. And 2, close. And last one, close. Beautiful. And now we're going to come to our opposite side, and we're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to line up along the back edge of my mat. This side is feeling a little tighter, so I think I'm going to do this side on my bicep. Lining up my heels, my hips, and my shoulders. palm pressing into the mat, and an open clam and closed clam. Now what I'm thinking about here, my belly is reaching back towards the mat. My palm is gently pressing into the mat just to keep a strong and activated, supportive upper body. And I'm imagining I have maybe a big rubber band around my thighs, just giving some resistance, imaginary resistance. And again, thinking about moving that thigh bone in the hip socket. And let's do just maybe 3 more. And 2, and 1. And now for our last exercise of this workout, we're going to do some gentle arm circles. So I'm going to grab my pillow to support my head. I'm going to lie back down carefully on my mat. And there's 2 variations. You can do your arm circles with knees bent. You could do your arm circles with your arms bent, like this, or your arms straight. I recommend starting with the bent arm version because I feel like it really helps to sort of massage the shoulder girdle and really isolate the movement to the shoulder girdle and upper spine. And again, we're thinking about the same principles that we've talked about for this entire workout. Breathing deeply, inhaling as your arms come up, exhale as they return home. I'm thinking about letting my ribs melt into the mat. And I'm thinking about reaching my belly towards my spine. I'll switch directions. Maybe you've been doing the bent version. You want to start with trying the straight arm version. And I'm thinking about my decompressed spine. We'll do 3 more. 3. And 2. And 1. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this. I recommend you come back and try it a couple times and you'll be amazed at the progress. And as always, let me know if you have any questions or feedback in the comments below.